Okay, good morning. I'm going to make some meatballs, some cinnamon raisin bread, and yes, we're at the camper. Let me give puppies a treat. Girl. So, good morning. How is everyone? Happy Monday. Get you turned around here. I'm going to get my hands washed and I'll get started. So, how do I cook? How do I bake at the camper? Basically, I use a lot of the same things I do at home. Pretty close to the same things. And I wasn't going to go live this morning because the puppies were a little anxious, but we'll see what happens. So please bear with me if they do get anxious. So I'm going to bring this over. I went ahead and was going to go ahead and just make my bread. And I thought, well, I'll just try it live and see what happens. So I have 1 1/4 cup of room temperature whole milk in here, and I have 2.5 tablespoons of room temperature butter. And I'm just using the recipe for the bread machine. So if you are using a bread machine, it's very important that you do have everything at room temperature. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going right down the row, following my instructions. So I have the 1 1/4 cup of room temperature whole milk. I have 2 1/2 tablespoons of butter. Now I have 1 egg. At room temperature, 1 large egg, and I need 1 teaspoon of salt. So I hope everyone's doing good on this Monday. It's a little cool here at the camper this morning. So I need to make hubby some cinnamon raisin bread, and I'm making it in the bread machine just like I would do at home. Okay, so I need 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just using regular granulated salt. And if I was just following the recipe and just going down the line, I'd be making a cinnamon swirl. But I'm just making a cinnamon raisin, putting it all together. So I'm adding my amount of sugar on the top and my amount of sugar for the swirl. So if I was making it a swirl, I would have that separated. But I'm just making a cinnamon raisin bread, not a swirl. So I need 1 1/2 tablespoons, and then I need 1/3 cup. So I'm putting that all in, because I'm not going to be making a swirl. I'm just going to be making regular cinnamon raisin bread. And I need 4 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. And I've already got it measured, but I'm going to use one of my measuring cups just to put it in so I don't make a mess. And if you are using the bread machine, it's very important to have everything room temperature and to follow all of your ingredients right down the line. Don't skip anything. And I'm just going to kind of flatten that out a little bit. Now, I always make just a little hole in the center to put my yeast. Not a big one, just a small area to put my yeast. And I need 2 teaspoons of yeast, and this is the bread machine yeast. So I'm just getting my morning started. And now, since I'm not doing a swirl, I'm just going to be doing a cinnamon raisin. I'm just going to go ahead and add my cinnamon right onto the top here. And I would need 2.5 teaspoons. Because I'm not swirling this, I'm just making a cinnamon raisin. I'll show you this here in just a second, what I'm doing. I really like this bread machine. Very convenient. And yes, we're at the camper, hanging out this morning. There's 2. And a half. Okay, so since I'm not swirling that, I just put that cinnamon all the way around the top. So that's all of my ingredients in my little bread pan. And I'm using my Cuisinart. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully you can see that. Just set it down in, turn it till it locks. Close my lid. And I'm going to go ahead and just plug it in. And I'm wanting to select my collar, which is already selected. And I want a 2-pound loaf. And then program. And my cinnamon raisin bread has started. Now, the only thing I haven't added is 1 1/4 cup of raisins. And whenever it beeps for the add in, then I'll go ahead and add my raisins. So I'm just going to set them off to the side. So I hope everybody's doing good. Hope you can hear me and see me okay. I'm in my little hoodie. It's a little cool here at the camper. So I'm going to go ahead and set these back in my pantry. And I'm going to make some meatballs this morning. Because I'm going to have some baked spaghetti for dinner. Hopefully that machine is not too loud. So I just thought, well, I'd bring you guys along and let you see how I do whenever I'm camping. been watching me, I've been putting things in mason jars at home. So whenever I go camping, I have everything in mason jars. So this is my Italian style breadcrumbs. And I have some quick oats. I'm going to use those for my Italian meatballs. See if I can make myself a little more room. Okay. Get this moved over. I don't have a whole lot of counter space in the camp. So, I'm just going to go ahead and use this bowl that I had my flour in. Wipe it out there a little bit. See if I can move you away from the... I don't know how loud that is. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not too loud. We'll just wait and see. I have 1 pound of ground beef. Let's start making my Italian meatballs. Just have a bowl. Is that bread maker too loud? If it is, let me know. And I'll try and move it over a little bit. Let me see if I can do it this way. Maybe I can move you. Oops. There. See how that goes. Maybe you can see me from there. This is my bread machine, and it's making the cinnamon raisin bread. And now I'm getting ready to mix up my Italian meatballs. And I have puppies playing in the background. So that's about 1 pound of ground beef. I don't know if I can adjust you a little better there or not. I'm kind of limited on space as far as in the camper here. Here we go. Let's try this. See if that works a little better. Have a little puppies playing over there. And if you've ever been in a camper, then you know you don't have a whole lot of space in the camper. So I've got 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to move it back over here because I don't think you can see very good there. Hopefully I'm not making you seasick moving around. And I may be moving around a little bit because the bread machine's on. Let me see if I can move it here. Okay, I'm just going to have you right there next to the bread machine. Sorry. Okay. Let me see how good it's doing here. And this is the cinnamon raisin bread. That's everything except for the raisins, and that's the noise you're hearing in the background. Yes, it is shaking me. Okay, so we'll just try and see how we get through this. Okay, this is the 1 pound of ground beef. I have some Italian style breadcrumbs, and I have some quick oats. Line it with some aluminum foil. And I'm not going to really measure this. I'm just going to add a little bit. Because it is a filler for my meatballs. You can hear the puppies in the background playing. Hey babies, where's your treats? Where's your treats? Eat your treats. And I'm just going to mix this up real good. And yes, I use my hands. So I'm getting my morning started. I'm wanting to make some baked spaghetti. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and get some meatballs made. And then I can put on my pasta and my sauce. And then by the time the meatballs are ready, I can have everything ready to add. Hey. Add everything together, and I can get it in the oven and have some baked spaghetti and Texas toast for dinner. Okay, that feels like it's holding together pretty good. And I don't really add a whole lot of anything else to my meatballs, because I'm going to have the sauce, and I do season my sauce. And I have everything in my cinnamon raisin bread, except for the raisins. I'm just waiting for the beet. Okay, that looks really good. I'm going to start rolling these out. And I'm just going to put them on my cookie sheet. I don't have, I usually use a small ice cream scoop, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to hand roll these this morning, because I am at the camper. And yes, I have puppies playing. Ryder, Billy, hey, hey guys, hey, come here. I'm just going to kind of roll them out and add them right to my cookie sheet. It's a little frosty here this morning at camp. Those are pretty good size. I can take some of those down. They're still a little bit big. We're guesstimating here. made meatballs. And these are like an Italian style meatball because I did put the Italian seasoned breadcrumbs in it. They are holding together quite well. And then I added some instant quick oats as a filler. Now maybe that won't be so loud. It's probably going into its first rise. So I'm just rolling them out, putting them on my cookie sheet. Hubby had to run to town today. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and make some cinnamon raisin bread. He had his last slice here at the camper this morning. And I thought it would be a good day to have some baked spaghetti. So I thought, well, I'll just make some meatballs and get everything started. To make some baked spaghetti. And my meatballs are not perfect. I don't have a scoop, so I'm just guesstimating here. And this is the way I cook at camp. Hey, no, 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 no. No, no, babies. And you may hear some music in the background. There's guys out here working. So if you hear something that sounds like a beat, a heartbeat, or thumping, it's music over at their shop. We are on a working camping trip. Hubby already had his breakfast. I got up and made his breakfast this morning. He had bacon and eggs and cinnamon raisin toast for breakfast. And then he headed off to town. I needed to pick up some propane for the furnace. We have some full tanks, but he took the ones that were empty to get them refilled. No Ryder. No baby. And then he's picking up a few supplies. And I think he had to go and pick up. He went to Walmart and got me some windshield wipers for my car. And when he opened the package, one of the clips was missing. So he has to take that back and get them replaced. So we can have some winter windshield wipers. And my car takes 3 different sizes of windshield wipers. One for the back and 2 different sizes for the windshield. My Jeep. That's SUV. Jeep Grand Cherokee. And he said, honey, that takes 3 different sizes windshield wipers. I was like, oh goodness. I didn't know that. So we all learned something. And my bread is right now on its first rise. Ryder, no, no, no. Hey, Bob. No. Ryder. Uh-uh. No, 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 no. That's Lily's treat. Leave her be. That's Lily's. You found yours. You go find yours. You have to share. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get some stuff done here this morning while he's in town and he's busy. See if I can spread those out just a little bit more. And then I'm going to put these in the oven. Now at home, I would normally cook them around 350 degrees. My camper oven is a little different, so I will start it off around 300 because it does bake warmer and I don't want them to burn. So, and then I may have to raise my rack, so I just adjust when I'm at the camper. All right. And I've got a very nice tray of Italian meatballs ready to go in the oven. So let me wash my hands. Separate some babies. Guys, hey, you've got all kinds of goodies. What are you doing? What are you doing? You have fur babies and they fuss over the same stuff. Well, mine do. I think they might be spoiled. Just a little bit spoiled. Okay. I see any there that need pinched a little bit more. They look like they're holding together nice. Don't those look delicious? Okay, let me get my oven lit. Raise my glass top. And I'm going to start these off around 300 on this oven and see how they do. And then I may need to raise my rack up. So that's how I do it here at the camp. So if you just come in, I'm making cinnamon raisin bread in the bread maker. And before that gets hot, I'll go ahead and show those again if you just come in. These are my Italian meatballs that I just put together, and I'm putting them in the oven. So, there we go. Now, all I have to do, once those are baked and cooled, is I'm going to make some spaghetti sauce and cook some pasta, and then I'm going to have some baked spaghetti for dinner. Some baked spaghetti and Texas toast. And then here is the cinnamon raisin bread. See if I can turn this light on. Bring it down where you can, or it'll be cinnamon raisin toast. It's cinnamon raisin bread. It's on its first rise. And I'm just waiting for it to beep. And then I will add in my raisins. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in my pantry. And I talked before about how I use my mason jars. And as you can see, in my pantry, I have a lot of the mason jars. I have all like brown sugar. This was the breadcrumbs. I've got my nuts. raisins, and then I've got all of my other goodies in jars, glass jars, so that I know there's no mice going to get into anything, and it makes it very nice for my pantry here at the camper. So if you've been watching me on some of my lives, you've been seeing me at home preparing for a camping trip. And I've been putting things in mason jars, getting them ready. So anyway, that's what I'm doing this morning. And I'm going to get me a little bit of water here in my sink. And then I'm going to go sit down for a minute. And now all I have to do is wait for it to beep. And then I will go add my raisins. And just let my bread machine do all the work. I'm going to add a little bit of water into this so it'll be easy to clean up. So welcome to my camper and my morning getting started. I hope you enjoyed that. That was fast and easy. Just thought I would bring you along and let you see how I prepare my meals whenever I'm camping. And it makes it very quick and very easy. And I didn't measure anything. I would say, if I had to guess, it was probably about a half a cup of, it was a pound of hamburger on the Italian breadcrumbs. And probably about a half a cup of the quick oats. And probably about a fourth a cup to a half a cup of the Italian breadcrumbs. And then that's all I'm putting in it and baking them. Because I'll be making the spaghetti sauce. And I don't really want to have, let me turn this light off here. There. I really don't want to have the extra seasonings in there. Get that out of my eyes. There we go. Because I always season my spaghetti sauce. So, got my bread in the oven. Cinnamon raisin bread. Everything's, or not in the oven, in the bread machine. Everything's in it but the raisins, waiting for it to beep. When it says add, I will go ahead and add my raisins. And I have my Italian meatballs made, and they're in the oven right now, baking. So here in a little bit, I'm going to start my spaghetti sauce, and I just use regular Prego original, and then I will dress that up and add my seasonings to it. That's why I don't add a whole lot of seasonings to my meatballs. And then I'll put my pasta on to cook, get everything done. And then when my meatballs come out, I'll get everything ready. And then I'll put a baked spaghetti together and get it started to bake in the oven for dinner. And then I'm going to have Texas toast with that. So, that's how I'm starting my Monday. And I've been on here about a little over half an hour. I wanted to make this quick. Sorry, we had a lot of moving around there at the beginning and a lot of noise. But that was the bread machine. And let me see if I can flip on a light over here and get a better. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to give you very good. Turn this one on. There. Maybe you can see that. That's my cinnamon raisin bread and this is the Cuisinart bread maker. I absolutely love it. It saves me so much time. And my hands just don't work like they used to. So I don't have to worry about mixing up the dough and trying to roll it and all of that stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm doing this morning. Just hanging out. And this is my pantry. I absolutely love this pantry and the camper. My husband's wanting to upgrade to a fifth wheel with a toy hauler. So I told him that was okay, but I want to have something that has like the little walk-in or tall pantry. I want to make sure I don't downgrade from my pantry. And the fifth wheelers have the full-size refrigerator, and some of them even have a small dishwasher. So we will be upgrading. I do love this camper, but with us having now the Raisin, and we also have the Harley Davidson, it would be nice just to have a fifth wheel with the toy hauler, and that way wherever we go, we can take our Raisin and the Harley with us. So eventually, maybe next year, we'll be upgrading to a fifth wheel camper. But this camper is very, very nice, as you can see. So that is on our to-do list this winter. We're going to be checking out some different fifth wheels, toy hauler fifth wheels, and pricing them and seeing if we can find something that we like and something that's within our budget. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and hop off of here. Babies have laid down. I have one sleeping there. And one sleeping there. So the babies are calmed down and they're ready for their morning nap. They had their little playtime, which they're puppies and I allow them to play. They're just puppies being puppies. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Just wanted to bring you along and say good morning. Let you see how I prepare my meals here at the camper. And like I said, I do have a lot of my mason jar jars prepared. If you've been watching my live streams, you'll see where at home I'm getting ready and putting everything in mason jars, so that way whenever I come to the camper, all I have to do is just put it in my pantry. And then I was making on my last live the chicken jerky for the puppies, and this is the chicken jerky that I made, and this is their Treats. We'll spell it because they're both sleeping and they know what it is. So I know this is made with chicken breasts. They're organic. There's nothing added, and it's a very healthy snack. So, but anyway, I just thought I would share that with you, and I think that's all I have this morning. Enjoy your week. It's Monday, a new week, new day, new beginning. So have fun, and as always, enjoy your kitchen, whether you're at home or whether you're out camping. And, enjoy your kitchen, experiment, and have fun. And let me see, I don't know. Maybe I can turn on a light and we'll see how the meatballs are doing in the oven. And of course, I do have a camper kitchen. So here's my microwave, my stove, and my oven. So let me go ahead and bring those out. We'll take a look at them. Those are doing nice. Those are the Italian meatballs. And I'm just baking them on 300 here at my camper. Now at home, I may have them on like 350. So it depends on where you're at. And like I said, I didn't do a recipe. I just kind of added things together because I've done it so many times. So I gave an estimate of my, hello, good morning. So I gave an estimate of my measurements on my Italian meatballs. And my bread machine has went through its first rise with the cinnamon raisin bread. And now it is kneading again. And then it'll go through its second rise. And then it will have like 4 or 5 really long beeps. And then I'll go add my raisins. And then I'll just let it do its thing. And it will make the cinnamon raisin bread for me. And I'll have cinnamon raisin bread for hubby in the morning. And apparently Ryder needs some attention. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. And give the baby some attention. And here comes Miss Lily. And here's Miss Lily. Oh, my goodness, Miss Lily's so big. Her so big. Oh, I know. So anyway, the babies apparently need some attention. So it's time for Mama to hop off of here and take them to their play lot and let them run and play a little bit. So until next time, everybody stay safe. Enjoy your day. And I'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye, everybody. And as always, please be kind. Be kind to one another. We need to see more of that. Bye-bye, everyone. Enjoy your Monday. And have an absolutely wonderful day. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And leave me comments and suggestions. And as always, be kind. Please be kind with your comments and your suggestions. Bye-bye, everyone. Enjoy your day. I hope this was interesting and not too boring and not too chaotic, but we are at the camper. So, bye-bye, everyone. I'll catch you the next time. See ya.